I bought a pizza so I could give it to Sam, because I want to marry Sam. But, you don't really have to do that. Hi, welcome to the podcast. I'm Joycelyn, your player one, and today in the house we've got Stardew Valley by ConcernedApe. It is a RPG farming slash life simulator, and a short premise is you've inherited your grandfather's old farm plot in Stardew Valley. Armed with hand-me-down tools and a few coins, you set out to begin your new life. Can you learn to live off the land and turn these overgrown fields into a thriving home? There's no content warnings for the game. The price is $14.99 and it's available on Steam for Windows, Mac, and Linux. It took me, I played for 3 hours. I didn't even realize I had played for that long. I thought I had played for like maybe an hour, 30 minutes maybe. But I played for a little over 3 hours. It's pretty easy. It's very simple. It's WASD to move. You left click to like hit things, right click to like pick things up, things like that. It's a pretty slow-paced game overall. Like, it takes a couple days for your crops to grow, things like that. There's lots of things to focus on. There's like little quests. You can take jobs from the other people living in the village. There's relationships you can have with the people. You can make friends. You can date. You can get married in this game to the NPCs. And obviously you can farm and like fish and like chop down trees and stuff. You can do whatever you want basically. And like, because of all of the different options that you have when playing this game, everyone's experience playing this game will be unique, which I thought that's really cool. And like, the graphics are super cute. There's cute little pixel people, and like, even though everything is like pixelated, it's all very, very detailed, and there's so many different items and they all look unique. So like, it's pretty cool. Like, cause when you fish, like, the fish are kind of the same, but they all have like little details that make them look different, which is really cool. All of the characters are also pretty unique. I do have a little bit of trouble telling some of the male characters apart, but I also don't really talk to them that much. And like, sometimes I don't see them, so like, they kind of disappear for a little bit and then I find them again and I don't remember which one it is before I click on them to talk to them. But it's okay. It doesn't really matter because I like chatting with all of them. And I think also the scenery is really pretty. The map is really pretty. Everything is really pretty. All of the sounds are awesome. The sound effects are very realistic, especially the doors. Like, a couple of times the door would like open or close when one of the villagers was leaving their house or something nearby where I was standing, and I thought my door was opening or something. It was very weird. But the doors are like hyper realistic. It's like they just recorded a door opening, even though it's a video game and they could have used any sound for the door. But I thought it was cool. And also the music is nice. And I enjoy the jukebox in the like saloon or the bar or whatever. I thought that was cool. I also like that that's there. Like, it's completely optional to even go in there, pretty much. Like, you can go in there for recipes, I think, to make food, but technically you don't ever have to make yourself food because you can just go to bed. As long as you manage your energy level well, you don't have to ever make food, as far as I know. But to be fair, I haven't gotten that far in the game yet, so I don't know yet if you ever really need to make food. I bought a pizza so I could give it to Sam, because I want to marry Sam. But, you don't really have to do that. I like the story. I think it's interesting. I think it's pretty good. Like, you work in a city and you work for this big company and you start to hate your job, and then you remember your grandfather basically gave you his farm in Stardew Valley, and then you leave, and you just become a farmer. It's like going off the grid, you know? I think that's pretty cool. I didn't really do that much related to the main story because I was too busy trying to marry Sam, but you know, I didn't even get that far in marrying Sam. Like, because I knew I wanted to marry one of them, one of the like NPCs, but I didn't know which one. So I had to meet all of them first, and it took me like 3 days to do that in game. And then I had to figure out which one I wanted to marry, and then I had to figure out what gifts they like. So it took me a while. I think that's why I didn't know that it took me 3 hours to play the game, because I was just not paying attention to that. I was trying to marry Sam, and I only have one heart with Sam right now, but that's okay. It's fine, you know? It makes sense. I gave him like one good gift, and now he likes me. But it's okay. It took me a while to figure out that I could see my relationships and see who was single, and that also contributed to it taking me a little bit longer than I thought. But like, even though I was focused on Sam, I was also focused on farming and fishing. Fishing is fun in this game. It's very difficult for me because I have terrible hand-eye coordination, but it's pretty fun, even though it's hard. There's also cutscenes for the plot. Like, some of the characters, you can meet new characters during cutscenes. Like, the beginning part of the game is a cutscene. If you like choose to watch it, you can skip the cutscenes, which I think that's a cool feature. I didn't do it because I was kind of interested, but like, you can skip the cutscenes because I think they happen every time you open a new save. So like, if you've already played the game before and you're just opening a new save, you don't have to watch the cutscene. But yeah, I thought those were cool, and like, the visuals for the cutscenes were pretty good too. It was the same as like the regular visuals for the game. My favorite parts of this game is that you can marry the NPCs. I think that's interesting. You can't really do that in any other game that I know of other than like The Sims. But in The Sims, you're not playing as you. You're playing as other people. I mean, unless you make yourself in The Sims, I guess. But like, even then, like, The Sims is a very much different vibe than this game. And like, in a game like this, I don't really know what other games you could marry the NPCs in. Maybe Animal Crossing. I've never played Animal Crossing, so I wouldn't know. But I assume this is a lot like Animal Crossing, where like there's villagers and you like go talk to them and buy things from them and sell things to them and like build up the world and stuff, right? So that's pretty much what this game is, except it's farming. I don't know if there's farming in Animal Crossing. There's also a lot of replay value and like continuation. I don't know if this game ever ends, honestly. I've never seen anyone finish this game. I don't know if there is an ending to this game. I don't know. But I think that it's long enough that I wouldn't even mind if it had an ending. And you can also play co-op mode, which is awesome. I think more games should have a co-op mode, like, built into the game, because like, you can always play games with your friends that are single player, but like, you would just be playing and they would just be watching and like telling you things and stuff, I guess. But like, I think more games need to have a built-in co-op mode, even if they're like a single player game originally. I think that's a good addition to most games just ever. My least favorite part? Nothing. I like this game. I think this game is pretty good. So I definitely recommend it. And I think everyone should at least give this game a try. Like, even if you don't think you'll like the game, I think if you try the game out, you will find something that you do like about this game that makes you want to keep playing it. I think it's pretty fun. There's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of things you can focus on. You can focus on whatever you want, and you don't have to focus on other things that you don't want to focus on. And I think that's pretty cool. So my final rating of Stardew Valley by ConcernedApe is a 10 out of 10 tokens. Great job, ConcernedApe. Thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Indie House. Be sure to rate the episode and let me know your thoughts. I've got a Discord server called Indie House Official, which would be a great place to give your feedback and talk to me, my collaborators, or other listeners of the show. If you have any indie game suggestions, feel free to comment below or hit me up at indiehouse_pod on Twitter or Instagram using the hashtag IndieHouseGaming. And if you'd like to support the podcast and get some cool extra content, you can find the Patreon in the card. Catch us next week on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. See y'all on the next level. Bye!